Hey everyone, this is Austin Cooper of Progressive Fitness here, and today I just want to go over three topics, areas, whatever you want to call them, but just general nutrition that pretty much you've been either lied to or misled about more than likely most of your life. So these are three things that in the realm of nutrition, it's probably stuff you've heard or that's been talked about that just really isn't true, or the information itself is misleading in a way that makes it seem like this certain thing is good or this certain thing is bad, when in all actuality it's not. So the first thing I want to start with is the the notion that you need carbs in order to function. Now, I'm not here to demonize carbs. I'm not here to necessarily talk about the keto lifestyle or a diet like I have done in the past, which I am an advocate for. But I'm not here today anyway to demonize carbs. Um, so the common train of thought with carbohydrates is that our body needs them to function. Whether you're living day to day life or you're an athlete. Now, while I will say, from an athlete's perspective, carbs are a little bit more of a necessity, just because they do provide that quick little bit of energy or storage with your glucose. That if you're a high performance professional athlete, then you probably will need them. Um, but for like if you're looking for body composition or you're trying to lose weight a little bit quicker, you don't need them. Our bodies do not require carbohydrates to function. Um, we need protein, we need fats or lipids, and we need glucose. Well, now when you hear glucose, you probably think, oh, well, okay, well, that means you need carbs. No, that's not necessarily true. We can get glucose from the breakdown of protein. And even sometimes through various processes, which I don't get so sciencey about it, but through fat as well. But more often than not through the breakdown of protein. And here again, you might think to yourself, oh, well, we're going to be breaking down the body like a protein within our body. Well, no, that's not the case either. Let's trail back a little bit here. Let's say we're back in the Stone Age. Back in Homo sapiens were coming about and we're hunting. Whatever stage of human evolution you want to go into here. When food was becoming available, or was available to those people, to our ancestors, most of it that was going to be very calorically dense was going to be coming from protein. Very little was going to be coming from carbohydrates, just because we didn't have modern agriculture back then. There wasn't tons of wheat available. There wasn't tons of fruit available. There wasn't corn or anything like that. They had the animals that they hunt, and then the little bit of berries or vegetables or whatever the gatherers were able to get. But by and large, the nutrition was coming from protein and coming from fat of the animal. Now, using that train of thought, how does it make any sense that these people who were living much more active lifestyles than most of us do from day to day would need carbohydrates to function when they just didn't have them available? It doesn't make any sense. Evolutionarily speaking, it doesn't make any sense. We don't need carbs. Our brain is going to require about 10 to 20% glucose, but again, it can draw that from the breakdown of protein that you get throughout the day. Now, that being said, you want to make sure that you're getting enough protein if you are doing a low carb or a ketogenic lifestyle, just because of that, because it will start to break down your own protein a little bit, and you don't want that to happen. So in order to circumvent that, make sure you get enough protein. So that's something I can talk about later on, or for a different topic to delve further into if you guys ever want me to do that. But we're going to go ahead and move on here. And the next thing I want to talk about is LDL being bad. And this is in terms of your cholesterol. So you have your HDL and your LDL cholesterol. And the way these are both talked about, it's as if one thing is bad and one thing is good. Well, they're both good. They're HDL and LDL, it stands for, high density lipids and low density lipids. And that's just the way that they go in the various pathways they take within your body. High density goes somewhere else, low density goes somewhere else. The thing that doctors, I guess, don't really tell us or teach us about high density and low density lipids is that it's not so much that if your LDL is high that it's bad, or if your LDL is low that it's, you want your HDL to be a little bit higher, obviously, but that's not the point. The point is, it comes down to the little flakes that make up your LDL and your HDL cholesterol. If you have these hard, dense lipids flowing through these channels, that's what's going to cause issues. That's what's going to cause heart problems. It's going to cause your arteries to harden up. That's where the problem lies. And the reason that happens is because of high sugar consumption or high carbohydrate consumption, more along the lines of refined carbohydrates, something you don't really want a lot of, causing inflammation within the body. And when that happens, you have these lipids that clump up and stick together and basically get stuck on the arterial lining of the walls in there, and that's what causes that plaque buildup. That's what causes that buildup of bad LDL. So it's not so much that the LDL is bad and the HDL is the good guy. It's that if you don't take care of what you're eating, you're going to cause that LDL or the little white flakes of LDL to change their density. Now, what you want them to be is just these soft, nice, easy passable little flakes of cholesterol that are going to make their way through your body. And the easiest way to do that is to consume higher omega-3 foods, avoid the sugar, avoid the refined carbohydrates at least, so that you don't run into that issue. So it's just something that's not really talked about all that much, and something that often gets misconstrued within the dietary and the nutritional community. So I just wanted to clear that up. Again, that's something else I can dive deeper into if anyone who watches this video is interested. Last thing I want to talk about here is meat consumption causes heart disease. And this was actually spurred on by a conversation I was having with a vegan online. And again, I'm not here to bash anyone's lifestyle. I have nothing wrong with veganism. I have nothing wrong with vegetarianism, pescatarians, ovitarians, whatever. Because you can still do those diets wrong. It's entirely possible to do those diets incorrectly and still be unhealthy. And the reason this kind of went into an area I didn't really want to go into is because it became more of an ethical thing rather than a nutritional thing. But that's neither here nor there. I don't want to talk about that. I'm not here to talk about that. That's not the purpose of this channel or what I do. So the common misconception here is that eating too much meat, or rather eating too much red meat, is going to it's going to cause heart attacks, it's going to cause strokes, it's going to cause that, again, that buildup of the plaque we were talking about. And that's more in relation to, at least the stuff that I see anyway, the fat content within the meat. There is nothing wrong with eating meat from a nutritional standpoint. We have the capability and the mechanisms within our body to be able to digest and process meat from animals. The problem that comes into play when we do eat these animals is how they are brought up. And I know you probably get sick of hearing this, probably from everybody that lives in the nutrition world, but hormones, the steroids, the antibiotics, all of that stuff gets transported into the fat of the animal that you are eating. So if you are eating low quality meat, whether that be fish, beef, pork, chicken, whatever, you are going to consume all that crap that animal ate over the course of its life. Everything it was exposed to, that's going to be in the fat. Well, your response to this might be, well, okay, then I'll just eat leaner meat. And that's a good step. It's a nice start, but you're still not going to be able to get 100% lean meat. And even if you can, that's not always necessarily what you want either, because our bodies still need fat. They still want fat. Our cells crave those fatty acids. You don't want to avoid them. So then you ask, what do you do from here? Well, the answer is to buy better quality meat. Get wild-caught fish. Get grass-fed, grass-finished beef. Get pasture-raised chickens and chicken meat and eggs. That stuff is going to taste better, for one. There's been studies that have shown that the meat just tastes better in general. It's going to have a higher amino acid profile. It's going to have a higher profile of vitamins and minerals. It's going to have better concentrations of B vitamins. Eggs are going to have a higher concentration of choline, which is great for your skin, your hair, your eyes, your nails. Meat is a great source of collagen for your body, which makes up 70-80% of the structure of your skin and the protein within your body. So we don't want to avoid it. And it irks me to hear this in the nutritional community that we need to avoid meat. No, we don't need to avoid meat. We need to avoid lower quality meat. And you can take this to the ethical level too, if you want, if that helps you rationalize spending a little bit extra money here. The way that we treat the animals that give us this lower quality meat, that it's not right. It's not right how we treat the animals, how we raise them up. So the way that I look at it is that when I go out and I buy grass-fed meat, or I buy my pasture-raised eggs, I am supporting the farmers or the companies that decide to go out of their way to give these animals a better quality life to feed us. And it comes down to having an appreciation for that, like not just for those companies and those farmers, but these animals that are giving their lives for us. If you want to look at it that way, appreciate what you're taking into your body. Respect the amount of time and effort that it takes for those farmers or those companies to, not just give their animals all this crap, to keep them in confined spaces that would be so much easier financially for them to do. take that, appreciate it, and realize that you spending the few extra dollars per pound or whatever it might be in your area to get that meat, because you're not just helping them, you're not just helping the animals, you're not just helping the farmers, you're helping yourself too. You're doing yourself a colossal favor by eating this way and eating a better way. And that that is what is going to cause heart disease or stroke. You know, obviously genetics in your family uh, play a part in this as well, but eating red meat is not gonna make you have a heart attack. Eating a steak is not gonna give you a stroke. Now, eating low quality, like going out to let's say Longhorn Steakhouse and getting a 12-ounce ribeye with mashed potatoes covered in gravy and you know a side of cheesecake, that's gonna cause problems. Now, I'm not saying don't ever do that, but if you're going out and doing that like consistently, or having various other things, low quality meat with high carbohydrates, high starch, just low quality food, that's going to cause a heart attack. That's what's going to cause a stroke. That's what's going to cause arterial buildup. It's not the meat. It's the way it was raised, what it ate, and what it was given over the course of its life till it made it on your plate. That's going to cause you to have all those problems. So, thank you guys for listening. If you want me to delve any deeper on any of these topics, feel free to give me a comment or ask me if there's any questions about any of the stuff I ask, because I try not to delve too deep into the science of these things, just so I can keep it simple and be more inclusive to everybody, because I do like doing that. I do like delving into the biochemistry and just the physiological aspects of how food affect us. But I try to keep it simple so everybody can understand. So thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day.